They spoke sort of about platforms, like what to put you on, because Ari's doing quite well. I think at the time this, he was 2.4 million. Now he's up 3.6. So
Yeah, but apparently he put all his own money into this thing, and
Yeah, this is where Joe is
he's not
disconnected.
making any money back. He said, I've made like a third of it back on YouTube or through donations or whatever.
That's what I was going to say.
That's just for exposure, which is great for Ari. That, maybe that's what he has to do at this point.
I'm saying, what I was going to say is you have a choice where Netflix is going to give you way more money than you would ever make off YouTube, unless you're Joe Rogan, Dave Chappelle. But the exposure is probably going to be far more on YouTube because you're going to get more numbers.
which will result into ticket sales.
You would hope.
Or you do what Schulz did. You put it on YouTube, or you put it behind the paywall, rather, and you make people pay to see the special.
At that point, it's not really a YouTube special, in my opinion. Like, YouTube is free, and you could go to YouTube.
No, it's not a YouTube special.
Okay,
you're right. But that's the other option, right?
No, I get the Louis C.K. way. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, YouTube, listen, unless you do 10 million plus, you're not recouping your money, I don't think.
Do you think Netflix is going down?
Hold on. I think it's a ridiculous statement to say that any tech company will last indefinitely. They are, in the tech world, I think Netflix is a pretty old company. Would you not agree with that? They've been around since the 90s.
If they're a tech company, I suppose.
Are they not a tech company? Or they're an entertainment company?
Yeah, I feel like they're like a CBS or a HBO. Like
Well, they've been
HBO.
around as a TV network, streaming network for what, 10 years?
Oh no, Mary and I have been together 11, and there's Netflix long before we got together. But even then, they were the delivery service before that.
Yeah, I know, but forget that. That was kind of like
I would say
Amazon being a bookstore. Like,
I would say streaming.
cares?
It's probably been close to 15 years for Netflix.
15 years. Well,
Probably.
that's not bad. That's not a bad run. I mean, you can see right now they're definitely like doing things to tighten the old belt strap, You can't log on from
Yeah,
you can't share your accounts anymore, pretty much, because only one can run at a time.
that should have been the way it was from the beginning.
That
If you're
should have
trying
been
to
the way it
run a
was.
real
Yeah,
business,
for
it
sure.
never would have been an issue to people if you had just done that from the beginning.
I always thought that was crazy, actually, that you could have 17 people on your Netflix account, all operating from different parts of the country.
It's insane. It doesn't make any sense. I also I think they did what they had to do, which was they saw the writing on the wall where they had no proprietary anything. So they were like, we either start making tons of our own shit for the future.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to be, there won't be anything to license out anymore. And they did that, but it's exceedingly
Why?
expensive.
What did Netflix make?
Stranger Things.
They've made tons of shit. Ozark was a Netflix.
Oh, yeah,
like there's
right,
so
okay.
many. There's so many.
Yeah. You're right.
So if you look at it like that, it's really expensive. And
Love is Blind. I mean, right there, they made that.
And they famously greenlit everything, which is not how a movie studio historically has been very tight about what they greenlit. Because it was like,
Well, they just thought more content, the better, right? That was...
yeah, but they're in a weird position where like Hollywood can say, if Hollywood says the more content, the better, they're getting money from every sale. Netflix, like, the more the better. You're just getting my $26 a month.
Right. But there was also so much competition that... Like, movies don't have that same competition.
But they're in a battle for comedy, I think, with YouTube. Like, they tried to have their Netflix Hall of Fame, and they're doing a live Chris Rock stream coming up.
It definitely doesn't seem as big a deal when a comedian gets a Netflix special now. You're just like...
Yeah, but that's...
It's on par with
who
YouTube. It
hasn't?
can be on par with YouTube.
No, listen, I think Netflix has a leg up in that Netflix has been ahead in the comedy game for a very long time. They gave a lot of people their...
It's a feather in the cap of the performer, for sure.
I don't...
Netflix special versus YouTube special. But
Well, maybe,
sure.
but I just mean, I think like YouTube hasn't... like Netflix was very welcoming to comedians throughout their early years. Like, come do it here and we'll pay you. Like,
And you can do what you want, and there wasn't a lot of restrictions back in the day.
yeah, and they were paying people well. Like, if you asked most comedians 10 years ago, I bet they were like, man, Netflix gave me way more money than Comedy Central would have, or anyone for that matter. So I think Netflix has an advantage over others in that they have a good working relationship with a lot of comedians. But you're right, YouTube will most likely But again, you're missing the point. YouTube will never go to you. YouTube's never going to go to you, Kamar, and say, "Hey, we're going to give you 60 grand. We're going to pay."
That's not what YouTube does. YouTube is
Oh,
the
they
place for
do
you
that.
to
They
show
do
your
that. They
shit.
do stuff like
If
that.
if you're a YouTube,
If
whatever.
you're,
My point though, Simon, is like Netflix will say, "Hey, we'll pay for your special to be made," like a record label used to, and
Yep.
then like if you're a young comedian who doesn't have Ari money,
For sure. Yeah.
it's probably your
That's the way
best
you have
bet,
to do it,
realistically.
yeah.
I mean, at the same time, though,
But you don't have to spend. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was going to say what you're going to say. In this day and age, you don't have to spend 100 grand. You could
Like
probably.
Ari spent like 300 grand or something.
Did he really?
Something like that. Like that's a lot of money. I get it. It looked fucking cool for real, but you
Where the
don't
fuck
need
did
a
that-
giant sign, not for Ari, but like, whoever had that big light up sign. Who was that kid?
Marketing.
It was Louis, the
Oh,
sorry.
was it Louis? Sorry. It was just so fucking big.
That's
But
cheap,
I mean,
though.
he's Louis. That's another
Or
thing.
Times Square on the TV.
But that's hold on, that's advertising.
Ari was saying just to get his music, the one song for the walkout cost him 20 grand.
Yeah, well, that's a choice you make. Yeah.
I know, like
I
a
submit
young
that's how-
comedian doesn't have to do that. They can use fucking yakety sax and pay fucking $3.
And I bet you that's how much his specials made is about 20 grand so far. It's probably licensed out that he's got to give it all to them.
Well, Simon, when you said 300 grand, I was like, did they spend 250 grand on coke? Because like there was just a shitload of candle. Like
That's
cameras.
a lot of candles.
Listen,
Well, that wasn't where the money came.
Hey, well, I was thinking about
300 grand.
it was a distracting watching it, thinking how'd they light all those candles.
yeah,
Like,
one
was it
asshole
8
sitting.
people
Yeah.
or I don't know. Here's an interesting fact: Netflix, founded in 1997,
I said they've been around since the 90s.
222 million subscribers.
Jesus Christ.
YouTube,
I'm going to say
Founded-
2003.
2005,
Hmm.
2.5 billion monthly users.
Well, it's free.
Well, I mean,
Well, no, but something free is always going to be.
is that just 10x though of users?
It's so crazy.
It's more than it's 100x. I'm trying to sound smart.
It's so crazy that these things have been around for what, less than 20 years are these like institutions
Netflix
of
has been,
life.
well, no, 25 years. That's a long time for a, like I said, what
Netflix,
I consider
25
a tech
years is a
company.
long
That's a
time.
long time.
Yes.
If you consider, well, it's probably near its death.
Like how long has Chips Ahoy been around?
But Kamar, that was my
That's Nabisco.
100 years?
that was my point to you was in the world of, again, I'm saying tech companies, they're pretty fucking old. So it would make sense that they're not
grandfathered
going to
in.
last forever.
Are they a tech company though? Like is that what a tech company is?
How about this? They probably collect a ton of data.
They're an entertainment company.
I think they collect enough data to put them at least 1 foot in one pond and 1 foot in the other. No?
I guess it's just at that point everybody's selling their data, so then everybody's a tech company. That doesn't make any sense.
Blockbuster was founded in 1985.
So Blockbuster didn't even make it as long as Netflix.
Interesting. Well, not so interesting. Obvious.